going on, guys? Your boy Bombay here, and we have a very special guest tonight, or today even. How you doing, Kenshyron?
What's going on, my brother from another? So glad to be here, finally.
Finally, we have been doing this. We've been trying to organize a video for like weeks on end, but life gets in the way, COVID, whatever. But yeah, we're here. How you doing today, man?
I am doing great. I'm actually looking forward to 2020 coming to an end. We're finishing this with a bang, and we already did the roster review or roster update in my channel. I'm definitely looking forward to doing yours right now.
That's right, yeah. So we did just do this version of the roster update on Kenshyron's channel. I'm going to put a link to his channel in the description so you guys can go check him out. And we'll do a little bit of a different outro when we come to the end of the video. But yeah, so now we're coming over to my channel, over to my account, and we can see how we're doing and what my sort of plans are for the end of the year or the beginning of next year for that matter. And we're starting off with Anti-Venom. So I am kind of planning my way to Dark Dimension 4. It's already started on the loom. Almost got some people completing it. I think it's Yags who's sort of taking the leadership.
He's gonna finish soon, huh?
Exactly. And you know what? My bets are a little bit still on Tadano. He's made a sneaky little comeback, but
back and forth.
Anti-Venom seems to be quite a popular choice for the symbiotes, but also as a sort of wild card. With his kit, the ability to apply immunity and spread positive effects to his team, symbiotes or not. And he does require less min uniques, gear tier 15 uniques than Venom. So I think I'm actually going to be taking him. I do have Venom at tier 14. He's got 5 red stars as well. But between the two, I think just based on the fact that Anti-Venom is a teeny tiny bit quicker and has that super kit, I'll be choosing him.
Wait, how many symbiotes do you have at gear 14 already then?
I have 3. I've got Carnage, Venom, and Symbiote Spider-Man. I'll give you a little bit of a sneak peek at them. This is how they look. So we've got 5 reds on Anti-Venom, 5 reds on Venom, and 6 on Symbiote Spider-Man and Scream. Only 4 on Carnage, which is a little bit of a letdown, but it's not too problematic.
It's okay.
They still work. I can alter them on any game mode, so it's not a problem.
Yeah.
And then next up we have Taskmaster. So Taskmaster is one of my pride and joys. I love the character. He's great with the mercenaries and on war defense, and just still very useful in pretty much all other game modes. 5 red stars for him. I got that out of an orb, thankfully, and I'm just farming him to 6 stars now that he's got a node in Doom 3-9. And that's pretty much what I do for all characters. I farm them up to 6 stars and then just let them marinate, which is exactly what I'm doing to Proxima. She's almost 6 stars, level 70. Took her and the rest of my Black Order to tier 13 recently. This is my Black Order. Might as well show it.
Yeah. Are you planning to take Proxima into Dark Dimension since legendaries are not going to be using the Cosmic nodes?
I was considering it just based on the fact that she's a skill character, and there's not too many other skill characters I think I'm going to be taking in. But I think she's up there. We have seen her being used. I don't know that she's going to be a prime pick though.
Of course,
she's got some slow cooldown on her kit, and she synergizes well with Thanos, of course. So it's potential.
I think if I were to take her, it's kind of with those same thought process in mind, and more than anything, it's just you're building Black Order, which I think Black Order is still going to be a great team for a long time in this game. Especially kind of cemented with Cole going to the premium orbs and still monetizing that team. But Proxima Midnight is a standalone character, might be a really good option to take into Cosmic. But more than anything, resources into Black Order. If you're using them in Arena, if you're using them end game right now in War and whatnot, it's not a bad option to still bring up that character even more. So.
Yeah, no, definitely. And, like I said, it's just my sort of where I feel good is when my teams are balanced in terms of stars, in terms of power levels. And that way it makes blitzing a little bit easier too. So next up, I've got X23 and Negasonic starred. I will be getting Doc Ock at 6 red stars, or 6 stars, but he has a 6 red star on him.
Nice.
So I'm kind of happy with that. They are going to take a little bit long to get up. However, I think X23 is, she's a sneaky little minx. She's really good in that real-time arena PvP mode.
She's so good, and she's one of my favorite characters. So, I'm a little bit jealous when the red starts on her. I got her at 4. But I definitely was pushing for 5 or 6 on her. So, yeah, she's a really good character, too, in the game as a whole. But like I said, one of my favorite characters in the Marvel Universe. So, Jealousy is a real thing.
Well, if you're jealous, let me show you my door cock. No. Yeah, I was actually building my Sinister 6 up just literally earlier today. I think I've taken them up to like 350-ish, 340
Nice.
there. I pulled 7 red stars on my vulture, so that's another 7 red star.
Whoa! How many seven red stars does this guy have? You're a hacker. How do you have so many red stars?
So I bought the 7th red star with Black Bolt. I pulled
Okay.
7 red stars for Colossus. I pulled 7 red stars for Shuri out of a basic orb. Let me remind you of that.
Wow.
I pulled a 7 for Vulture out of an Elite 6. And then Dr. Octopus was a 6 out of an Elite 4 or 5. Hela I took manually. So, you know, I've only got 4 7 red stars. I say only, like, that's not a lot.
I'm convinced that the game hates me at this point, especially when I see a roster like this and I see all those wonderful red stars. I still don't have a 7 red star.
Still don't have
checked out.
How many days?
No.
How many days have you played for?
Oh my god, I don't even remember at this point, just because I'm so furious at how many red stars you got. No, I would say two years I've been playing this game for. A little bit less than you.
Yeah.
Definitely on like 580 days, I think it was, or 590 days last time I checked.
I mean, we count, you know, we count how many days we've played from when we actually started learning how to play the game. Not that into like 1-2 month period where we're
not
like
from the get.
Exactly. So apart from that, you know, there's not really much I am focusing on in terms of leveling up, because the majority of my characters, I think I have 84 characters at max level. No, 88. So for the most part, everyone is where I want them to be. The rest are just junk at the bottom. So, you know, the resources that I'm spending right now are, of course, being kept an eye on. Like, I've got 20 million gold. I've got, I've got, I think, like 60 odd gold orbs saved up, 65. I'm waiting for Emma Frost milestones to come back, and then I will crack all of my orange gear orbs in anticipate. You know, just I am waiting, and then my account is just going to just shoot up in TCP. So currently Sorry, go on.
So you're not really dealing with any bottlenecks right now in the game. Like, you're pretty good on everything.
Pretty much. Of course, I'm not going like crazy in terms of spending, so I'm not having to go through a bottleneck. I think if I were to, then yeah, I'd find myself at a little bit of a tricky spot. Then again, I do have a bunch of these purple, you know, blitz orbs for any gear that I need. And orange gear, for the most part, I don't have a problem with, because I'm not taking anyone up to tier 13.
Are you hoping for a milestone or opening event still?
I am still hoping for that. You know, I called it in one of my videos. I said I don't think there's going to be an orb avalanche event. But then, you know, as always, people are like, "Oh no, there's another one coming in January." So I'm holding out. I'm holding out for that.
Time to stay strong, my friend. Stay strong. Hold on to that gear orbs.
If it doesn't happen, then, you know, I'll just throw in the towel and I'll say I'm just going to open all of them. And then, you know, for DD4. Picks are simply going to start off with Thanos. I think we've got, you know, for the non-legendaries that we'll be taking to start off with, Mr. Sinister is definitely a good option. Minerva, Baron Zemo, Ghost. You know, we've got
it's already there.
A good selection of global tunes to take in. That's 3, I think, out of the bat. So
nice.
Potentially. Sorry, go on.
No, you're fine.
I was gonna say potentially Black Widow and Captain America. I've been seeing them being used, but I'm not, again, 100% sure, given, you know, you want to balance out your spending as much as possible for those uniques.
Yeah. No, those are definitely been used, and I think recommended by a couple of content creators too, both Black Widow and Captain America. So those make sense. I mean, Captain America, they make sense for those nodes. How are you? What T4s are you looking to do right now? Is there any T4s that you have in mind?
So T4 wise, again, like, I'm a bit of a weird guy when it comes to T4s. I like to sit on my T4s until there's something that, like, a whole team or one particular character that I want to max out. Yeah, so right now, as you saw, I have about 750, and all the characters that are where they should be are pretty much maxed out. Like, if we look at Symbiote Spider-Man, maxed out T4s. We look at Sinister, almost maxed out T4s. I'm not going to take him up any higher. So I think my next one that I'll probably do is either going to be Captain America's passive, depending on whether I take him in there, or, you know, focusing on building up my X-Force a little bit more. So if I quickly show you my X-Force, for the most part, they have a decent amount of reds, 5 on cable, which we got through the event. 6 on Deadpool, which again was a lucky pull. I know you
look at you.
you hate my guts right now. You hate my guts.
From now on, you're pulling all my red orbs. I'm gonna have you pull my red orbs. It's not fair. This is not what I get.
I mean, I went. I did all of their passives except for Cable and X23. I think the recommended ones next would be X23's passive, and then any additional ones would just be, because they're nice and I have the option too. But no, I don't.
It's funny. Those are great.
I don't have any specific T4s lined up because, like I said, the only spending that I'm going to be doing at the moment is mainly for characters that I'm taking to tier 15. Just that way I'm a step ahead. I don't want to be like you said, bottlenecked. I don't want to be hitting a wall and just holding myself back anymore.
Plus, there's newer characters coming too soon. So
that's true.
Before we do hit level 80, if one of those sneaks in and you want to take them to Dark Dimension 4, there's Iceman on the way. Yep. Iceman has a pretty interesting kid, long shot. So if you end up deciding to bring one of those guys, board harder, save your gear.
Exactly. Yeah, I think we've got the two passives of the X Factor members, both healing for 20. Well, an additional 20%, I believe it is. No, just 20% on their, per turn. It's crazy. There's a lot of healing, a lot of barrier being
survivability board, just those two barrier as well. So yeah, they survive. Those two, the dad bros, are gonna be a fun team to be once they get their full team too in check. It's always good to see them. New characters come in like that are going to be really good in the game.
Yeah, so those could be two potential passives that I upgrade depending on how they're kind of shown. And so these are, I saw something in your video that I wanted to point out, or I wanted to ask actually. I saw you still had your Wakandans as a whole Blitz team. I kind of split mine up.
Yeah, they still win. The funny thing is Sim is very kind to them. I don't know if it's the ISO placement that they have on the team. I end up winning at 8 and 8.3 with them. And it's also kind of crazy to say because I don't have a strong Wakandan team. Like Shuri's my strongest character within the team. And usually you want a high damage dealer for Blitz to really work. But for whatever reason, Wakandans, the ISOs did help them out. And then I wanted to make sure that I had a Merc team and I had a Wakandan team just to have more teams to sim Blitz with. They do win at 8.3. I have to be, matchup specific with them. I can't just throw them against some of the meta teams like Marauders or Seamless or anything like that. But, they fare very well against some of the lesser known teams at those ranges.
That's reasonable, yeah, because you do want to have as many Blitz teams as possible with especially how they're starting to break up teams. But yeah, so I chucked in my Shuri and Killmonger in the mercenary team. So they're sitting around 500k in war defense.
I see that.
Nice. And then I like just like you and me, we both have our rosters in order of power in the Blitz squads, which is exactly what I've done. So I'm quite content.
So how many teams pretty much win at tier 8.3 for you if you were to go through them?
At 8.3, I'd probably say. I'd say between at the minimum 15. At the minimum, I could win 15 at 8.3, but it does take a little bit of fiddling. When you have to navigate between the teams, which ones.
Yeah, finding the right matchup and
to be completely honest, sometimes I'll start off with like my strongest team, I'll win, and then an easier team shows up, so then I go down to a different team like this, for example. So it's not terrible. These work. For the most part, everything can be simmed. On the off chance,
it's funny because I see a lot of your teams and they remind me of like you almost have like your war teams too as well. I take it right in the Blitz teams, or it just like inspiration from war teams, because like I've seen the Coulson Avengers team, and then you decided to do the actual Shield team with Nick Fury with the minions. So it's interesting to see how you've done your Blitz teams different than I have. It's cool.
Yeah, like I just said, it's trying to be efficient with maximizing how many Blitz teams you can have. Previously, I did have Coulson with the Shield team, but I thought I'll put Coulson in the Wave 1 Avengers team because that way it does work very well, and I can actually maximize the Shield team as good as it is.
They do good in War with Coulson too. So.
I have seen that. Yeah, they hold off very well, especially against X-Men teams and Brotherhood teams and stuff like that. like for example, this is a very odd team I have here. Hey,
Out of all people, Ibabe, Wakanda.
I split up.
You would think he has his whole Wakandan roster together. Nope, he's a rebel.
No, absolutely not.
Baron Semo with a couple of the Wakandans, and I'm sure they still win because Baron Semo is such a good.
They do. That's
character that it really doesn't matter.
It matters that they win.
Awesome.
That's exactly what matters.
Yeah, it matters that they win.
Apart from that, I had to build up the Pimtech team recently because of the PvP. So they're sitting nicely, very unbalanced, but sitting there nicely, and then just running down, all the way to the bottom of the roster where we have some other junk and some drop down tiers.
Yeah,
but yeah,
Pimtech is actually pretty good. And I don't mind that I brought them all up to like gear 10. Like I said, the one that I'm gonna have is probably gonna throw the balance off. I'm okay with it because she's a good striker in that team. It's gonna be Ghost, but
yeah,
I'm okay with the other guys being around gear 10 and 6664.
Definitely. And that's exactly the same thing. I think most people are doing that, but the Pimtech team are actually surprisingly very, very good. Autoing on 8.3, no problem.
Yeah, I haven't had too many problems with them. I've tried, like I said, I like to do things for science, and I'm like, will they win against Sin's team? And then they haven't disappointed. I haven't taken them against Black Order or anything too crazy, but for the most part, good teams that I wasn't sure if they would win in Blitz in Simit, and they do pretty well.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's my account pretty much. I think we've summed everything pretty much up. For the most part, I think we were quite evenly. We have the same round. I think same total collection power, was it?
Yeah, pretty much. We're around the same. I think you have a little bit more than me total collection power, but then again, you play the game a little bit longer than I have. But yeah, we're pretty much around that range, 7 point something.
Yeah.
In our roster, so that's fun. That's fun to see that we've had some of the similar rosters built up, but at the same time, of course, the Red Stars is screaming at me in your roster.
I don't think you've spent as much time. I've got 22,000 Blitz wins there. I need I need to get out more.
Yeah, that's where I probably spend a little bit more time, but still, it's part of it. So,
but that's cool. Right, so anyway, guys, that was my roster update for you guys. Once again, Kenshyron did a video on his own channel, so I'll be posting a link to his channel in the description below, so you guys can go check him out there. Thank you so much, Ken, for being part of the video. I hope you had fun as much as I did.
Yeah, man, anytime. I appreciate the opportunity to work with you, and like I said, I'm finally glad that we got to do something together. It's always good to work with another content creator in the community that's coming, and it's been a blast. Thank you for having me.
Again, finally we managed to do this. So yeah, you can find Ken on YouTube, which I'm going to be posting a link to, Discord and Twitch. I'll chuck everything in the description so you guys can go show some more love to another great Marvel Strike Force streamer, an up-and-coming Marvel Strike Force streamer who hopefully you'll be seeing more of in the future, assuming we can get our schedules aligned.
Yeah. That schedule is a thing, but yes, we'll get it going.
But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe if you want to come back for more. Thank you once again, Ken. Anything else you'd like to say?
No, just I stream on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday as well. But yeah, check out my YouTube, and looking forward to more opportunities down the line, Ibambe. Best of luck to you.
Thank you, and you too. So once again, guys, from Ibambe, have a lovely evening and take care, guys.